Alrighty, so UFC 313 has concluded, and now we are moving on to the next event. We've actually got a bunch of events happening for the next couple weeks, so, if you don't know why I'm doing this or who I am, I basically do picks and predictions based on, watching the sport for the last 3 years, technically. Yeah, I think we're getting close to 3 years now, or a little over 3 years. Don't really care. Anyways, yeah, UFC addict here. I do picks and predictions every weekend, or every single UFC event, specifically UFC, and big fan of the sport. I do it basically based off passion. I don't put money on the line for most of these bets, or most of these picks, but you're welcome to bet if you want, but I don't condone gambling, just saying. But yeah, I do it all for fun, all based off passion, and feel free to agree or disagree with any of my picks in the comments, but yeah, I also upload videos on anything I'm passionate about, and most recently it's been a lot of gaming stuff, so you'll probably see a lot of gaming stuff as well as UFC related content in the future. Now, with that being said, let's get into the card, baby. So, starting with the early prelims of UFC Roman Dolidze, Marvin Vettori. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. This is looking like a horse shit card. Probably, arguably, one of the worst cards of all fucking time we're looking at here. At least as far as my career of watching the UFC goes. We have a women's fight. Dubin versus Carly Judice. Alright, so, some people like We Want Picks. They have the pick doctor. Shout out to We Want Picks, one of the first YouTubers I started watching to get interested into the UFC. And some people use Deduce Logic, like MMA Guru, Lucas Tracy, Bedtime MMA. You know the whole role, so I can get those names in my video for the algorithm. But I have my own special methods for predicting certain fighters. As you can see here, we have a heads and tails, and as far as women's fights go, we're going to flip this coin. Heads is on the left, tails is on the right. What do we got here? We got, what is that, tails? Alrighty, we're going with, Carol? No, Carly. Carly, she's younger, she's got the reach advantage. Sheesh, let me just write this down. Moving on. Fuck it hell. Moving on, we have Evan Elder versus Marquel Medoros? I'm so bad with names, by the way. Evan Elder, G. Absolute G of a man. Quinones, eh? When was this? This was in February? How the fuck do I not remember this? Interesting. Looking like a little bit of a robbery, huh? Interesting. It was Dolidze Amavov. Oh, of 2020. That was a year ago. That's why I don't remember it. Yeah, that makes sense. Holy shit, we're in 2025 and it's March. Jesus Christ. Anyways, you know what? Evan Elder's a tough son of a bitch. He's a tough man. He's a tough guy to put out, If I'm remembering, yeah, submitted Darius Flowers, which actually looks really good, because Darius Flowers' best attribute is probably his grappling, even though his grappling is dog shit. Cutting all the way to lightweight, are we? Interesting. Huh. UFC on ESPN. Interesting. Lost to Sadikov. Preston Parsons. Don't like that. Really don't like that. But, Oh, it was a doctor stoppage. Was that the fight where his face was, super fucked? It was, a cut above the eye or something. It was, way too tough for his own good. Bro, he's young, too. Man. Shit, Patty. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Evan Elder. I think he's tough as fuck. I think he looked really good in his last fight. A submission over Darius Flowers, I enjoy. I don't think his grappling is, all too bad. And I think this other guy is a little less proven, as far as, UFC experience goes. Evan Elder's young. I think they're both young, but, yeah. I can see Evan Elder, jumping up in terms of skill. When, a fighter is just, really dog shit, like a Faris Siam, or, a, not Benoit. Maybe not Ilya either. What's a shitty performance early in people's career? Like an Oliveira, I guess is probably the best example for a lot of the older heads. You know, someone who's like they're not really that good, and then all of a sudden it's like holy fuck, they're going a tear. You know, I think Evan Elder can improve a lot more. You know, I like this reach advantage he has, especially because he will just stand there and bang. Nice little gritty fighter in Evan Elder. This Markwell Medoros. How am I not remembering this guy? Like, it's just not my brain. DKO. 5'10", eh? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go with Evan Elder just because I like Evan Elder more, I guess. You know, I can trust him to not get finished and even grit through, like, a lot of damage if he takes, which he might actually get cut open in a round here or two. So I'll go with, like, a 29-28 Evan Elder. Just because, yeah, I think he's good, you know? I just think he's really good, and this other guy I think is, you know, he hasn't really fought a decent level opponent yet. Neither is Evan Elder, but Evan Elder at least fought a bunch of bums, you know? The other guys only fought, like, a few bums, you know? So, yeah. Moving on, we have we have Josian Nunez versus... I guess I'm gonna go with... Yeah. Yeah, I'm not predicting this fight. I don't know who the fuck... Like, she's not fighting anyone. What the fuck? What am I supposed to predict here? A 12-6... Who? Oh, Priscilla Gacuera. Oh, is this because she pulled out? Because, didn't she just fight? Jasmine Judavicius? No, never mind. Holy fuck. Really? Zombie girl? Is this fight happening? Nah, I don't know if this fight's still happening. Okay, assuming that this fight is still happening, let's just whip out the method. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking spin this fucking coin. I don't care. And... What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Another tails, eh? Alright, looks like we're going with... what's her name? Priscilla, alright. We got, Priscilla here. Priscilla, the half-dragon lady, if you get that reference. Oh, Dark Souls 1 fans up right now. Anyways, nice little reference there. Sorry, I'm very Dark Souls brained recently. Moving on, we have Daniel Barres. Daniel Barres versus Andre Lima. Now, flyweight's a tough division. Barres, I think, is actually pretty decent. Yeah, Victor Altamirano. I swear he's got more fights than that, though. He's got to have more fights than that. Surely he has more fights than that. I guess not. Doesn't it show his last few fights? I swear it shows his last few fights on this fucking thing. Does it not? Does it really not? Can I click on his name and it's going to do it? Yes, it will. And you have Rafael Filho. That's who I'm remembering him fights. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I did remember. And he lost to him? Yeah. He didn't look bad in this fight, though. Was very close. Wow, that's a lot closer than I remember it being. Was a very close fight. I'm gonna go with Lima. I mean, Lima's just good. You know, Lima's good at range. I'm guessing he's got a reach advantage. I feel like there's no way he doesn't, because I swear Lima's got, like, one of the biggest reaches in flyweight. Or maybe not one of the biggest, but I know it's, like, a fairly decent range, is it not? Yeah, 171. Pretty good for flyweight. He looked really good in his last performance against, who was it? Felipe Dos Santos, when a lot of people thought Felipe was going to be something because he fought Manel Cap in that close war. Close war. I don't think it was that close. But Andre Lima, I think, is just really good. Now, this is flyweight. Pretty much anything can happen in flyweight. But I'm going to trust Andre Lima. I think everyone's going to trust... I don't see any world where Andre Lima's not, like, a heavy favorite. Probably one of the biggest favorites on this card. If I don't look at odds, but I'm just going to guess he's one of the biggest favorites. Moving on, Carlos Vera versus Josias Musasa. That's this guy. Yeah, debut, eh? We're doing this, eh? He was supposed to fight someone, wasn't it? Otari, like, who the fuck? Like, who are these people, bro? If you don't know, I don't look at these fucking contender fights either. I'm just, like, a pure UFC fan. I know UFC Contender Series is a thing, but I haven't watched a single one. I've seen highlights, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm keeping it a buck. You know, I'm not gonna fucking sit here and just mouth off bullshit about fighters I've no idea anything about. Rinya Nakamura, eh? Carlos Vera. Fuck, man. These guys are two bombs, bro. Like, who the fuck? Like, who? You know? Like, who? Cody Freeman. I think I've heard. Isn't that guy in the... Is that the guy I'm thinking of that's in 1FC? Is he in 1FC? If I get this, I'm actually gonna cream. I swear I've seen Cody Freeman before. But anyways, I think I'm just gonna go with Musasa. Mufasa. Whatever the fuck his name is. Mufasa. Is this guy not in 1FC? I swear, no, he's in Fury. Shit, eh? Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. For some reason, I'm thinking of, like, that guy who, like, dunked the other guy on the head in his, like, debut after coming off the contender, or not contender. He, like, joined 1FC, dunked someone on his head. I think his nickname's the Mad Monkey or something like that. Some shit like that. He's very monkey related. He's white, though. Hey, I'm not trying to be racist here. Alright, or am I? No, I'm joking. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the guy who doesn't have a loss on his record, because I'm gonna trust that he wants to keep a flawless record. You know, as crazy as that sounds. You know, maybe I'm crazy, but also very young. Carlos Vera, a little older. It's bantamweight. Bantamweight typically has a lot of skill involved, and if you are chinny at bantamweight, you will get fraud checked. You know, like Rob Font is probably the best example of being a tough fighter without necessarily being that chinny. But yeah, I'm moving on. We have Dyer That versus Brenson Ribeiro. Debut again. Yikes, 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 yikes. KO, KO. Okay, I like these KOs. I really like those KOs. I think Brenson Ribeiro's actually shit. I don't see any value in this guy. He's coming off, what, a crazy loss streak? He beat Kyle Machado. Alright, Kyle Machado is kind of dog shit, to be fair. That's the heavyweight, right? That's the heavyweight who's coming down. I think I actually picked Kyle Machado, and I got that wrong. Magomed beat his ass. Zhang beat his ass. Yikes, man. And I swear he's got one more that he lost in a very embarrassing way. Wasn't it his debut? He was like trying to swing, get a head off. What? Oh, other guy. Whoops. Brenson Ribeiro. Ming Yang Zhang. Yeah, maybe. No, I don't think it was this Bruno Lopez one. Yeah, because he won the fight. It was probably the Ming Yang Zhang one I'm thinking of. I just don't see it. He, hands down, all the time. I think this guy is very easy to get chinned. You know, I don't think he's got a good chin. And for being a young fighter with not a great chin, that has me really worried. You know? So I'm going to trust in this debut guy to get it done, even though normally I don't trust the debuters. Jesus Christ, his fucking name. Yeah, I'm going with this guy who's never lost before, because I don't like Brenson Ribeiro's stand-up. His ground game isn't horrible, but sometimes he'll just he's one of these fighters that just make mistakes, you know? Like a Francis Marshall. Sometimes they just don't do enough, you know? And they leave it way too risky, you know? When you really shouldn't be needing... I like a fighter who will make risks, like Justin Gaethje, or even Michael Chandler to some extent. But I'm not going to pick you because you're making it risky, you know? This is picks, right? So, yeah, I'm going to go with this debut guy. Moving on. It's also light heavyweight, and I think light heavyweight is due for, like, a flushing out of dog shit talent. And I think Ribeiro is one of those dog shit talents that will get flushed out. Moving on, we have Stephanie Luciano versus Sam Hughes. Please give me tails. Please give me tails. Please give me tails. And we got... Fucking tails, baby. That's what I'm talking about. W coin. That's tails 3 times in a row, baby. That's what we're talking about. So we got Sam Hughes. We're going with Sam Hughes. I think Sam Hughes' record is like dog shit, but like she's not that bad. She typically does lose to like someone who's just better than her. So she's a good fraud checking in terms of skill. Why do I care? It's a women's fight. No one gives a fuck. Moving on. Waldo Cortez versus Ryan Spann. This is heavyweight? Ooh, I don't like that for Ryan Spann. But Waldo is dumb. He is tough as shit, though, to be fair. But Ryan Spann is open for chinning. But Ryan Spann is dumb. Ooh, this is tough. Because on one hand... but like Ryan Spann is, like, technically a better fighter. Coming from light heavyweight. This one's a tough one. I wonder what the odds for this fight's going to be. I'm going to go with... Ryan Spann by submission. That might be an unpopular take. I think Waldo Cortez is going to shoot something wonky, and I think Ryan Spann is going to get a submission, so I'm going to go with the first round guillotine. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with a first round guillotine. You know, I can just see it happening, you know? So I'm going to go with Ryan Spann. Waldo Cortez is really dumb, and if he's down on numbers, he'll probably start dancing, and if his corner is like, yo, it's time to wrestle, or something like that, like he did against Robelis Despain. I know Robelis Despain sucks on the ground, and Ryan Spann's way better on the ground, so maybe Waldo doesn't test Ryan Spann on the ground, but I think Ryan Spann's clear advantage is going to be on the ground. I think if Ryan Spann is smart, he will try to go for a submission and try to force something, like a trip or something. So I'm going to go with Ryan Spann by submission. But I can see round 1, round 2 guillotine. You know, I'm not like sold on Ryan Spann winning this fight. I get why you definitely pick wow, Ryan Spann's taller and has a reach advantage. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Ryan Spann being like the lighter dude, I think he's gonna get antsy at one point and try to shoot a takedown and probably just not get it. Waldo is like sloppy on the feet. He will just sit there and eat leg kicks and do absolutely nothing. So Ryan Spann can definitely win this. Ryan Spann notoriously doesn't have great leg kicks, but you know, I think Ryan Spann can win this. I'm going with Ryan Spann by sub. Moving on, we have the main card of this horrible fucking fight night. Yu Su Young versus AJ Cunningham. AJ Cunningham, the tough son of a bitch who survived against... Is it Ludovic Klein? Ludovic Klein! Let's fucking go, baby! Yeah, Ludovic Klein looked really good in that fight. AJ Cunningham survived. That was like an Edson Barbosa, Dan Hooker type style of finish, where it was just like, bro, just like, ref, just end the fight. Like, he just can't survive, you know what I mean? Or like a normal human shouldn't be able to live the amount of strikes he was taking, you know? So AJ Cunningham going down to bantamweight. Holy shit, really? Oh my god. Jesus Christ, really? Bantamweight? Are we for real? I feel like he was... he wasn't a big lightweight, but like, fuck, really? We're dropping 20 pounds from that? God damn, holy shit. Yu Su Young, is this the guy on the loss streak? No, he just beat... yeah, he just beat that guy. Yeah. Interesting. 2020, or no, that was 2024. Yeah, not looking too good here. You know, are we seeing submissions here? Decision. What are we looking at in decisions here? We're looking at 2 takedowns. I'm going to go with AJ Cunningham. I think AJ Cunningham is actually pretty good. I am worried his toughness won't carry over now that I know it's fucking bantamweight. That's actually insane. Jesus Christ. I can't believe this guy's about to make bantamweight. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to go with AJ Cunningham. I think he should be tougher, given his last performance. I know it was a round 1 finish, but if you watch it, you'll understand what I mean by he's a tough son of a bitch. I think AJ Cunningham is a big dude, right? He will be bigger here. Holy shit, he's massive. God damn, he's almost got a 15 centimeter reach advantage. You know, you so young. You know, he is pretty young to be fair, but so is AJ. I think AJ's got it. I think AJ's going to be tougher. He's fought the better opponents, especially in Ludovic Klein, even though he's lost to him. It's a good matchup. Good matchup. I like this, you know? I like this. I'm going to go with AJ Cunningham. Moving on, we have Cody Gibson versus Damon Blackshear. I don't mind Cody Gibson. I actually do really like Cody Gibson. He's really high pace, decent kind of all-arounder, even though his striking isn't that good. Pretty good wrestler, all things considered. You know, subbing Brian Kelleher, good look. Fuck that Canadian. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you, you fucking soy boys. Fuck, man. Why is my country so soy? Mike Malott, clean it up, brother. Charles Jourdain, come on, man. Clean it up, man. Fight winnable matchups, you fucking lose. Anyways, not you, Charles Jourdain. You're the good one. Don't worry. Your technique, love it. At least you go out there and you'll live by the sword and die by the sword, alright? Mike Malott, you're a fucking embarrassment, alright? Pussy boy. Anyways, Cody Gibson, Brian Kelleher. What am I talking about? Yeah, decision against Chad and Helliger. Pretty good win as well. Lost to Miles Johns. I rate Miles Johns a lot higher than a lot of people, to be fair. I don't mind Cody Gibson here. But if we're talking about, like, talent and, like, dangerous, I think Damon Blackshear's more dangerous. Yeah, but, like, it's kind of even on the feet. Because Damon Blackshear is very chinny. Was it his last fight he got put out? No. He submitted Cody Stamen. He got put out by Montel Jackson, though, earlier that year. Or earlier last year. That's where I'm remembering that from. Great submission win. I think if Cody does decide to wrestle, I think Damon can latch something up. I think Damon's got really, really slick jiu-jitsu. And he's got a really good reach. If I'm not mistaken. I'm going to guess, what, like 170 something? I know it's bantamweight, but 170? 182. Oh my god. Yeah, I think he's going to be able to latch up a submission. Probably another guillotine, to be honest with you. This might be a night where there's 2 guillotines. I think Damon Blackshear, if anyone's about to get a submission, it's going to be Damon. I think he's tough enough to survive on the ground. I am worried he might just get overhand right by Cody Gibson. But yeah, I'm going to go with Damon Blackshear. There's moments where it's like Damon Blackshear is like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? But most of those moments, you kind of have to catch him doing something stupid. You know, like walking into a right hand from Miles Johns. Something like that. But, yeah, I think Damon Blackshear's good. I still think he can be something. He's still young. He's still got time to cook. He's got... I don't think... He's got, like, one of 2 twisters, or he's got 2 twisters out of 3, something like that. He's got like a certain amount of subs that like nobody has yet in the UFC. Something related to submissions. You know, slick on the ground. I like Damon Blackshear, man. Good fighter. He's a great guy, you know. But moving on, Alexander Hernandez versus Kurt Holobaugh. It's Kurt Holobaugh, really? Interesting. God, this is tough, because these are like, this is like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel for both ends, you know? Alexander Hernandez, well, has had moments against decent level comp, like I think Dariush, and I think other tough outings. Like, his losses aren't that bad, right? Like, yeah, he lost to Damon Jackson. That one's a shit loss to have. You know, Bill Algeo. I like Bill Algeo, but I know Bill Algeo's not the greatest. You know, beat Jim Miller. That's actually a really good win. You know, Billy Q. You know, submitted by Hanato. That's not bad. You know, KO'd Bums. Thiago Moises. It's a good one to have, you know, loss on your record. You know, the Chris Gutierrez KOs. Pretty good, you know, like, I just think he's so far past his prime now that he is kind of just, like, chinny, and he does gas out. Like, he always gasses out in the 3rd round. Like, always. He almost will always lose the 3rd round in almost every single fight, at least from what I've seen. So, I'm going to go with Hernandez, and I'm going to say it's a 29-28, and predict it's lightweight, so maybe he's got a better chin. I just don't think Kurt is good. I don't think Alexander Hernandez is good, but I think he's like the least smelly pile of shit of the 2 of them. So I'm going to go with Hernandez. Alexander. I hope he wins, and then we get to see Hernandez, Bobby Green, so Bobby Green can smoke him. And then I can be a fan of one of my favorite fighters again, so I don't have to watch him get highlighted every single fucking time he fights a dangerous matchup. Moving on. Choi Swung Woo versus Kevin Valios. Valios. Is this a debut? It is, in fact, the debut. Yay! Woo! Debut time, baby! Fuck. You know what? I don't even care. Because Choi sucks. He's been around for a while, eh? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Kevin here. Because Choi Swung Woo is kind of dog shit. He's kind of got no good wins. Yeah, I mean, not really anything else to really go off of here. Fucking debuts in the featured fight of a fucking fight night card. This is what we're doing, UFC, eh? Moving on. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang versus Elise Zaleski dos Santos. Now, despite the age... Oh, it's not even a big age gap, eh? Despite the height and reach gap here in welterweight, I'm actually going to go with Elise Zaleski dos Santos. I like the way this guy fights. He fights a high pace, tries to get to that back. He tries to get that submission. He's always going to be live until the third round when he's gassed out. And he will have pretty good striking. And I think, like, this is just going to be a... This is going to be like a who implements their game plan first. Will Chitty get his striking off first because he does kind of have good hands? Or will Elise eventually get to the back and start getting submissions going? You know, and I think this is going to be a case where Elise is going to be on the back, like, with 3 minutes left in the round. And it's just going to be a matter of time before Chitty taps. That's kind of what I see the fight going. You know, this guy, for a 38-year-old dude who's been around for, Jesus Christ, 10 years, what a fucking legend. God damn, what a legend, you know? Nice KO over Zachary Scrogan. You know, decision against Randy Brown is what it is, you know? Not as close of a fight as I thought. Randy Brown's pretty good, to be fair. Even though he did just get put out. We don't have to acknowledge that, you know? But beating Abubakar, like, I like this, you know? He's not, like, too active either, so he's taking his time. Bro, he beat Benoit. I think that was Benoit's debut, or I know it was a short notice, I believe, in welterweight that happened. But, bro, he's good. Elizu's really, really good. So I'm going to go with Elizu here. I imagine he's probably the favorite. Chidi Njokuani, had to be really careful how I pronounce that, you know? He's a little inconsistent at times, but more often than not, he is the better striker in his matchups. I just think, like, Reese McKee, not that good. You know, Jared Gooden, we found out, not that good. You know, McCall, not that good, being able to finish him. But McCall does hit hard, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, Duraev, like, are we serious, you know? You know, at least Elizu, when he loses, it's like typically he's getting finished. So I have no doubt there's going to be a finish in this fight. I think Elizu's going to hunt for a submission. This might be a club and sub situation where he knocks down Chitty and tries to go for like a guillotine or something. Something crazy. Or not crazy, but something like safe and like fast, you know? Instantly get to the back, instantly lock in that fucking rear naked choke. You know, get the tap going. So I'm going to Elizu, first round sub. After club and sub, getting the back for probably, like, the final 3 minutes of the round, and just finishing the fight there. Moving on, we have Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze, the battle of the IQs. If you're wondering why I say that, I hate watching Roman Dolidze fight. I know, he's not a bad fighter. He is ranked, I get it. But man, do I hate watching him fight. It is, like, how I see people dog on Dricus du Plessis and being like, he fights like shit, bro. He fights like a short bus kid. You know, oh, he fights so sloppy and it looks like he's tired all the time. Yeah. How does anyone find this interesting? That's kind of how I see Roman Dolidze. It looks like after one exchange, he's got Michelle Pajeda's fucking cardio and he's gassed out completely. And his grappling, while okay, is also just suspect. Because it's just like, man, how are you shooting sloppy takedowns for 4 rounds against Imavov? And I'll always say this, like, you could give Imavov Roman Dolidze, run that 10 times, and it would be a different result every single time. So, Yeah, those are just one of the fights I think is just like fucking disgusting to watch. So Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze. Marvin Vettori also has brick for brains, and he does not move his head. He will just stand there and eat damage. But he's had moments in his career, but I think it's time. It's just like anyone with brain cells beats Marvin Vettori, and that's not to like diss Jared Cannonier or who's someone else. I don't even fucking know. I was going to say Adesanya, but I don't want to praise that doggy diddler, even though his career's now over, and I love watching him getting knocked out by a Mavov over and over again. It just puts me to sleep when I want to go to bed. But, yeah, Marvin Vettori's, like, brain dead. Like, I do think he literally has nothing inside of his skull. Maybe this will change. I know this is a rematch. I know they already fought. It was pretty close. I know a lot of people thought Roman won. I think if you rewatch the fight, maybe it's probably a little bit more obvious for you that Marvin won. But I think this fight will probably be another decision. Marvin's not really easy to finish. Roman Dolidze also isn't the easiest to finish either. But I think Roman's probably going to win this based off control time. Marvin's like dumber than a bag of bricks. He will do something stupid, and I think Roman's taking his career seriously now, even though he's a little bit older, and I think he's gonna like shoot for a takedown, get to the back. Marvin Vettori's wrestling's dog shit. His striking is also dog shit. He really is just tough. You know, he's almost like a Cheeto Vera who's less dangerous, and that's about it. He's a Cheeto Vera that doesn't move and is less dangerous. That's how dog shit middleweight is. So I think Roman Dolidze is gonna make this a clear win for him. I'm gonna go with Roman. I'm going to say Roman Dolidze. Oh, it's 5 rounds, though. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. It's 5 rounds, though. Fuck, man. You know what? I'm still going to go Roman Dolidze. I think Roman... You can't train you can train cardio, but if your cardio is dog shit, it's just not going to be, like, better than dog shit. It's so tough, man. It's so tough with these dog shit fighters. I'm going to go with Roman. I think Roman Dolidze is just going to be smarter. He probably won't need to put the gas like he needed to against a Mavov, because a Mavov is actually dangerous. He probably won't need to focus too much on doing much else other than hugging Marvin Vettori down, because I imagine that's all that's going to happen. Yeah, I think Roman's probably going to get the back or top position and just lay and pray on fucking Marvin Vettori and win based off control time. I know he's not Dagestani, so he probably won't get the control time privilege that they get, but I do think it'll just be over. Like, he'll probably end this fight with like 15 minutes control time. You know, he's also not bad at hugging people against the cage, which we've seen be effective. But yeah, so I'm going to go with Dolidze. I think Dolidze gets it done by decision. Probably 4-1. Yeah, probably 4-1. Marvin might have one good round, but yeah, I think 4-1 is probably a good bet. 3-2, 4-1. That's what I'd put it. Anyways. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you for watching. If you want weekly content on MMA and my picks and predictions, feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell at the bottom, and I appreciate you watching this video. As always, jawline check. Ooh. Hope you have a good day.